Hi, my name is Chris Kuborn. I am a composer of electronic music, a percussionist, and an all-around musician. So my Heid music story, when I was teaching at UW Oshkosh, I had a class for music business, and the students were learning about the different careers that they could have in music business. And so we were visiting different places so they could see different types of work. Heid Music offered to give us a tour, and we brought the class here. And I think a lot of them were expecting, okay, music sales, I can sell guitars, I can sell drums. But what they found out was that there's marketing, there's web, there's online sales, there's instrument repair, there's music rental, like instrument rental. And everyone from each department, all the way to Todd and Dee Dee, were so open to showing them all the possibilities that they could find in music business. And not just really from a recruiting standpoint, like please come and work for Heid Music. Everyone was very genuinely interested in what they did and wanted people to succeed in music business and wanted them to find that area through Heid Music of what they would most be interested in the industry. I thought that was pretty spectacular, and we left all being amazed of all the different opportunities that were available, not just here, but in the music business industry. So for me, music is an outlet. You have all of your stresses of the day, your joys of the day, your concerns, your fears, your happiness. Music allows you to pull those emotions out and put them out so others can experience. Sometimes you make it so that they experience exactly what you're thinking. Sometimes it's vague and they have to create their own interpretation of what that emotion or that feeling might be. But it gives us the ability to kind of share what's inside of us with the rest of the world out there that cares to listen in on the things that we're creating and producing. Well, I had great band directors and jazz band directors all through grade school and high school, but for me, there's three main people that I always think of when I think of the inspirations for me. I'm a saxophone player originally all through grade school and high school, but when I got to college, I really wanted to play percussion, and I'd played drum set for a while. I auditioned on saxophone and got into the music school and was accepted. But I immediately went to the percussion teacher, Dr. George Sandy Schaefer, who I said, this is my opportunity. I can continue to play saxophone, but I really don't want to. I never really wanted to, but I enjoyed it, but I really want to play percussion. He said, well, let me see what you can do. And I said, well, I've only played really punk bands as a drummer, so that's really all I have. I don't have any of this other experience that all the other students had. So he listened to me play, and he's like, we can definitely work with what you have. You have the ability to learn some stuff, and he took me on as a percussion student, and that really opened up a whole nother world to me. And from that moment on, I've been a percussionist and been able to learn all the different instruments that we work with. He opened me to percussion ensemble and to marimba ensemble, and not just playing drum set and snare drum and rudimental percussion. So he's absolutely number one. Number two is, when I was also in school, there was a teacher, Joey Barkston Yates, who was very into contemporary music, still is. He's a composer as well, and he had a seminar for us to go to every week where we would listen to new works that I just had never ever heard before. At that point, the names of Philip Glass and Steve Reich and Arvo Pärt were names that I had never ever heard of. And we listened to them week after week after week, and he just opened so many musical doors to me to be able to hear all these different composers. And then lastly, I'm an electronic composer and musician, and that all comes from my composition teacher, Dr. Mark Phillips at Ohio University. So he introduced me to synthesizers, allowed me the access to them in the studio, got me interested in that whole style of music, and has just taken me on yet another musical journey that will continue most likely for the rest of my life. For me, the musical experience that has really shaped me has to be Trinidad Panorama. So I'm a steel drummer in percussion, and playing steel drum has always been fun and great, and I enjoy it, playing with various different groups throughout the different places in the US. But the pinnacle of steel drum playing is Panorama in Trinidad. Your band consists of 100 to 125 people all playing steel drums or percussion. You're competing against 15, 18, 20 other bands of those sizes. You you practice day after day after day with your group and get that community and camaraderie and learn those intricate hard pieces that you play. And then you go to the competition and slowly make your way to the grand stage where you go out and you play and you're on live TV and there's cameras all around and there's a huge audience and it's just this national festival that everyone goes to each year. And so for a steel drummer, that is the ultimate of what you can do. And I was so fortunate to be able to go to play with Andy Norell's band Birdsong a few years back, and I'm hoping that in years to come I'll get to go back and play more Panorama festivals with other bands as well. If you have interest in music, you should follow that interest regardless of age. It is something that you can learn at any point in your life, and you can be good at it. You can accomplish the goals that you're wanting to accomplish. It's a personal journey. It's never a competition, you against someone else. So there's always a way to learn music and be good at music and to enjoy playing and a better listening experience through that as well.
Let us help you find your melody at Heid Music.